it's Rachel with Sasha, and today she and I are going to work on loose leash walking like you requested. Now, it's important to practice this a lot with Sasha and to never let her get away with pulling on the leash. Since she will know these methods and everything, it's up to you to be consistent with her. We're outside and we're going to be walking around, so I'll give her lots of opportunity to pull. Now remember, the first thing about loose leash walking is you give her the entire length of the leash. That way she has plenty of room to walk around. Of course she's going to be pulling if you have her like this, because any movement is her pulling. So just hand through the loop and give her the full leash so she has plenty of room. Also, this shows you when she does start pulling. So when she goes away and you can tell when the leash gets tight, then you know to correct her. So there are two methods that we generally use for loose leash walking. I'll go over each of them and we'll practice each one to see how it works for her. So the first method is called the back method. Now what you're going to do here is when you're walking with Sasha and when the leash gets tight, you stop walking, plant your feet because she's a strong dog, and snap your fingers or pat your leg and say, "Sasha, back." And you can see even though she wasn't pulling, she responded, she came a little closer to me. And that way she comes back and you get this nice slack in the leash again. Once it's loose, then you can continue your walking. So every time she pulls like this, I say, "Sasha, back." And she comes back just like that. So that's how that looks. The other method that we use is what I call the reverse method. So when we're walking and when the leash gets tight, you turn around 180 degrees and you just give a little tug or jiggle to the leash and say, "Sasha, this way." Now, you don't have to pull her. A lot of times, your first reaction when Sasha starts pulling is to pull back on her. But that kind of makes the dog feel like she's being restrained, and so she might want to fight harder against that. And also, you don't want to have to yank on her. You don't want to get into a fight with her because she is a strong dog, and so the easier you can make it, the better. And also, if she is pulling, she has that tightness, and so if you pull harder, she might not notice as much. But if you do a little wiggle or a jerk, it will kind of get her attention, and you can do it without getting an arm workout on your walk with Sasha. Now, another thing with loose leash walking is that we don't generally use treats because the treat is that they get to continue walking. And also, Sasha is extremely food driven, and so if you have treats, you don't want her constantly jumping up on you. You don't want her pulling on the leash, but then again, you don't want her on top of you and tripping you either. So, I don't have any treats with me, and we're just going to practice the loose leash walking. So, I'm going to start walking her, and first I'm going to try the back method and see how she does with that. Come on, Sasha. She has the full leash. Sasha, back. Good girl. She's walking very nicely. I'm very happy to see this. Sasha, back. Good girl.